Please welcome Eiji Aonuma and Hidemaru Fujibayashi.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly DLC. This is take 2 of this episode 93. I'm one of your hosts, Kurosh, joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Take 3.
Take 3. And take 4 over here,
93 till infinity.
Nailed it. Fucking call it a day, guys. If you're not familiar with what we do, we come to you every week on a podcasting service of your choice. Around this table, some other tables, sometimes places. Oh, he's clicking away. And we have some fun discussions, usually nerdy in nature, video games, comics, movies, everything in between. And we have some fun. We hope you have fun. Guys, how have you been?
Jury duty.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. The games continue.
Now can you talk about the case?
I don't know if it's over.
Oh, what?
So I am a backup juror.
Okay.
So when they finally went in for deliberations, the judge is like, you two hold it. And then they're like, all right, so if anyone calls sick, we'll call you. Bye.
Bye.
I'm all right, cool. And that's it. That's how it's been. I haven't gotten a call from them yet.
So they're not even going to tell you when it's over?
That was on Monday.
Okay.
It's probably done.
Probably.
So have you done anything else since then?
Hmm?
Jury duty ended. You just sat in your room in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And then
like Wilson Fisk just looking at a white wall.
and then drove to work. What did I do? I logged into Destiny, picked up quests, and then immediately logged out.
After the reset?
Yeah, so I got it
Iron
like
Banner?
reset the. Oh yeah, I see the Iron Banner there. I reset the Thunderlord quest, or not reset, but like it started it right now for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and it didn't immediately just logged out after everything. And then anime.
New ones or same ones?
So same ones. Like I'm caught up with like the ones I've been watching. So now I have to wait like every week for an episode to come out. What kind of life is that?
Savage.
And I've been reading like people are saying like Sword Art Online has a new one. It's so Crunchyroll has a weird interface. I hate it so much.
Really?
Yeah.
On the TV or
Maybe it's
computer,
okay.
or?
It's not the interface I hate so much. It's the way they like either title or at least the way anime titles like category or like seasons. It's not just like season 1, season 2. So I'm watching Sword Art Online, essentially season 3, but it's not called that.
What is it called?
It's called like Sword Art Online Alicization. Alicization, yeah.
So
and
season 3 is called Alicization?
Yeah. So I thought it was a whole new anime starting with like within like the universe. So I'm watching it and it starts that way. But then they have the main character's name is also the same as the main character in the whole show. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, he's literally in just another virtual game in the regular anime. I'm like, God damn it.
You know what you should do? What are some Western cartoons you really like?
Trigun?
Avatar? You like Avatar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Watch it.
Oh, Western.
Watch it in Japanese with English subtitles. Treat it like an anime. It's like trick your mind. I watched the clip King of the Hill.
I saw it on Reddit too.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, someone was like, "Just Japanese Reddit or Japanese King of the Hills is like amazing," and
it's like, oh, look at that, Bobby.
It's such a weird episode they chose too because it's him smoking right in the beginning. You're like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, like I'm now that I've 6 episodes in, I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay.
So I've got 4 animes I'm sticking with right now, and that is Sword Art Online Alicization, Black Clover, The Time I Reincarnated as a Slime,
Damn.
which is my favorite, highly recommended,
Okay.
and then
The boxing one?
no, that was only
You were
13
on
episodes.
the last episode last week.
Yeah, I finished it.
I mean,
It ends
the
how I
Hajime.
expected it.
Hajime
Hajime no Ippo?
no Ippo.
It's not on Crunchyroll though.
I think it is.
Well, it's not like on the top.
It's
15.
Hajime no Ippo Asukanasana.
Oh, so that's one thing too is Crunchyroll. So like, at least mobile wise, that's how I've seen all my anime right now. It's only on mobile. I haven't even touched my TV. Like, wow, it's just been dead.
Wow.
The mobile way to find anime sucks. There's no like top this genre. It's just like here's the top 15 anime. You can't find anything else unless you specifically search for a name. That's it.
Can't you do part of a name?
Yeah, well, I haven't tried it, but like if I don't hit enter, it doesn't populate anything. I have to hit enter and then I have to wait for it to populate.
I hate when you have to hit enter.
I hate you. I hate you and I hate Crunchyroll.
This isn't even my final form.
What else? I really haven't done anything else. I watch stuff and I want to buy stuff for no damn reason
To spice up your life.
that I'm never gonna use. Like I was watching a
How many GoPros are you going to get?
couple. I was watching it's a graphic designer who like has people like send in their logos and he changes it up.
Okay.
Sometimes for the better.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the worse.
Okay.
But he still makes changes to it. And then in his description, he had the camera. Like his video quality is fantastic.
Okay.
And he has the camera he's using, which is like a point and shoot, the way Jang uses it. It might even be the same one. I'm not too
Like
sure.
a nice point and shoot?
It's a $600 camera.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'll buy it. I'm like, what? Why do I need a $600 fucking camera?
The other voice is finally getting strong enough to be like, no!
So, I mean, I was very, very close to buying a $600
Isn't it?
camera.
It's like a drug thrill. It's just like it's in the checkout box. Just like, oh yeah.
Wish list.
I think what makes matters worse is like, Amazon. I've got like my payment like there and just like quick pay. And like, I don't even have to do anything. It just literally, boom, done. One button.
Amazon Prime, 2 days. Yeah.
Oh my
It
God.
arrives to you before you can hit cancel order.
It's like in Minority Report, with, like the premonitions.
No,
Look,
like,
he
he's about to buy something.
Should they send it already? I hit like they time it perfectly. I hit buy. Hey, I know what I'm
That's
investing in now.
That'd be a good movie. Or a good anime.
There. Oh, all right. That's it for me.
Okay. Jang, what about you? What are you up to?
Not streaming. Actually, I did
What?
stream Diablo again. I do get viewers.
Which channel?
So, the Devil May Poo. Diablo is straight up Devil May Poo. I realized, I was looking at the metrics. People do stop by in the Diablo one, but they don't stay. I got one more follower, but that's nothing. But they don't stay. So, I think people who watch...
What do you mean they don't stay?
Like I'll see someone pop in. Like, because I have something that shows me
Right.
when someone pops in right away. I have them pop in and they'll pop out. But they'll be there for a while.
Do you talk?
Yes.
Okay.
And I start going crazier like once you pop in. And I'm like, I think Diablo's a game where people want to watch the skill. They don't want to watch the person. That type of game. So
Okay. What else are you up to?
a little bit of Red Dead, not too much.
I gotta put some damage in it.
Logged in, logged out.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Fuck.
Anything
That's
in particular?
just like
tutorials?
and just vlogs.
Okay.
Because
Trying
I
to
want
educate
to.
yourself.
I want to vlog.
Cool.
And that's like, like I had that streaming phase. Now I kind of want to go to that vlog
It
phase.
ebbs and flows. Yeah.
But DesignerCon this weekend, I want to vlog
When can your fans expect your LA?
soon. Oh yeah,
Yeah?
I've been looking over to. I'm almost done.
Cool,
I
cool.
think
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I want to finish it this weekend. I'm probably not. I'm gonna finish it Thanksgiving for sure. Like if and or but, it's Thanksgiving weekend. It's done.
Just in and out of audio.
I don't like it. But it is what it is. I got some really good like people though. I was like, holy shit.
You just gotta put it out there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it fits right into Game of Thrones because April 2019,
They just announced.
and I'm gonna make another video on WonderCon. Same
You should do
video.
a Detective Pikachu rap. And like your Sirius Black one, just dress up as like, who you gonna chew? Pikachu.
But I've been prepping for the crazy video I'm gonna do in December. That too. So
Got some big
it's
plans?
a prank video.
Okay.
Crank,
So you're
crank,
Designer
crank.
Con. You're gonna attend. Do some work there. You got some coming in December.
Not gonna buy anything for sure.
Okay.
Just
I
wanna make-
want to hear the neck.
I don't think I'm gonna, unless there's something crazy. Like I haven't seen anything that made me go, damn. There's a Slimer figure that looks cool, but $65 is not worth a Slimer figure.
Dream, just like make it up in your head right now. What would you buy?
Like a cool Daredevil figure, pop, like
For
or
like
not
$20
pop,
bucks?
Oh, easy.
Okay.
This 20, dude. These things are gonna be like $50.
Okay,
man.
I'm trying to think of like best in your dream, like if it shows up, like not expecting.
A Daredevil.
If I see anything Godzilla related.
There's a cool Godzilla poster. I can't find it. I was trying to show you, but there's a really cool Godzilla.
My desk shelf, it's like Legend of Zelda amiibos and just figures. And I have like a few Godzilla figures, and it meshes into the Pokemon figures. I have a few like Godzilla like monsters, and then it's just like a little Pikachu shrine. It's like all these different versions of Pikachu I have. I need that Godzilla area to grow a little bit, so I'll be on the lookout when I go.
And I got hit up by a big company to use some of my footage. You can't. Talk.
Hey Reggie,
I can't talk about it too much. 'Cause
Cool,
it's
congrats,
confidential.
dude.
But let's talk about that.
No, let's not. But yeah, I was gonna say something that would have
Big time YouTuber, dude.
got lucky.
Big time.
The more you put yourself out there, the more lucky
Yeah,
you get.
yeah.
Right?
I mean, you never know
Stop it.
what's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
Like I always get surprised what I think is gonna go viral never goes viral, and fucking Cuphead goes viral, and
Just make
I
it
don't
happen.
understand. I don't understand.
You're drunk, dude.
I
You're
don't-
drunk.
That's a 3-hour long video, and people were. I bet you someone watched it from beginning to end, but it was entertaining. I mean, shit.
I was doing laundry while I was watching it.
Yeah, I mean, so just make videos, dude. You never know what's gonna get viral.
Cool.
Great content.
Have you been reading? No. Okay. I mean, I'm not pushing it. Just thought.
I am though. Push it
Push
to the limit.
I did quite a bit. I had to write it all down. So we saw Kay and I went to go see Legally Blonde, the musical. They did like one at
Seeger Storm.
No, actually it was like a student play. But it was like grad students, so it was like well done. I didn't even realize that someone told me that it originally was a musical before it became a movie. I was like, really? You could be totally pulling my leg. I believe you though. Like, I don't know.
Gone full circle.
I did notice one thing about musicals. I don't like super serious ones or super like dramatic ones. I think comedy works really well with a musical. It's like keeps it fast, keeps it snappy. Everyone's lively. It's very witty.
And that's how Legally Blonde was?
It ebbed through that.
Oh, okay.
And those were the parts I enjoyed more. There were parts where it's like, hey, you look great. And like it's like she's making the nerdy guy look like really like cool and attractive. And I was like, oh my god, like you're just like yeah, it was very cringy. I was like, oh, like this is why I don't like plays. I don't know, but the other aspects were really good. What else happened? WWE, some crazy shit happened. So Ronda Rousey was set. The Survivor Series is this coming Sunday. We're recording on Thursday, and it's like a big pay-per-view. One of their 4 like big ones. And one of the matches was supposed to. This was the one where both brands like it's not for any titles. It's just their champions fight each other. So it's like the champion from Raw fights the champion from SmackDown. And last year, Brock Lesnar was the champion, and he fought AJ Styles at the time, who was the champion. And again, before this week, Brock Lesnar became the champion, and he's now has the title. And AJ Styles was still the champion. And it's like, holy shit, we're getting to round 2. And AJ gave him a run for money. He's like not the same size anywhere, but he like gave him a run for his money. And this week on SmackDown, AJ fought Daniel Bryan for the title, and Daniel Bryan kicked him in the balls at the last minute, went like bad guy on him, beat him, took the title. And now like an already great matchup turned into like a dream match for me. Because we've never in WWE seen Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, and Daniel Bryan was like, if there's one guy I want to fight before I retire, I want to fight him. Because he's like, I feel like our style of fighting is very different, but it can work. Given his size is so small, but he's very aggressive and technical. The other crazy thing was the women's matchup. Ronda Rousey is the champion on Raw, and this Irish chick, Becky Lynch, she's like tough as nails. They've been like, her attitude is like very much reminiscent of like how Stone Cold was. She's like supposed to be the bad guy, but she's like so badass, people are rooting for her anyway. And she comes to Raw to like take on the women, and like all of the women from her show join her, and they all are fighting in the ring, big slobber knocker. and one of the wrestler women, this is accidental, smacks her in the, like, full on punches her in the nose, breaks her nose. She's like bleeding profusely. You see her like kind of get knocked back. She's not really like doing anything while everyone else is fighting. And then you just see her like, instead of just being on the ground, she gets back into the fight and she's just bloodied now. Damn. Like she's not stopping. It's not stopping. Who cares? And like that image was just so like it did so much for her. She went from like everyone was already like she's a badass to holy fuck. The crowd was going wild. And this is how they ended Raw. And for like seeing that was so cool because I was like, I don't think there's ever been a moment I felt this strongly for like how the women's wrestling has been handled as like holy fuck. Fans were going like holy shit. I was like, this is like fucking awesome. Sadly, the ramifications of that were the doctors believe she had a concussion, and they didn't because the fight is so close. It's like a few days away. They've canceled her fight with Ronda, and I was like, damn. But like it made her look so good. Like image-wise, I'm like, they can do the fight another time. It'll be fine. Ronda decides to tweet at her. He's like, hey, glad to know that, you know, when you get hit for real, you just like crumble. Like next time when you fight me, I've been in the ring with some real people. And Becky's like, bitch, I got concussed, fell down. I got back up the next day and showed up to work. You took a year off and was like behind a blanket. Shut the fuck up.
And I was like, no, it's two different things. She got her.
I know.
She got her jaw broken. Like
the thing. No. The thing is, Ronda's trying to make it seem like she's in a fake wrestling thing, but she's trying to act real. And I'm like, okay, like Ronda. The other thing she was doing that was like people were like, it's not your gimmick's not working. She's calling Becky a millennial. She keeps saying you're a millennial. She's the same age as her. Like their birthdays are like 3 weeks apart. Yeah. So I'm like, that's not doing you any favors. And calling out this UFC versus WWE thing isn't helping you because you're in the WWE. If you were in UFC calling her out, okay, that's one thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a bad. She got her jaw broken. So I mean, taking a year off makes sense.
I'm still saying, image-wise, they're pushing it. She's trying to push it to make this seem real. Whatever. I don't think it's helping her, like in terms of like getting the crowd going. But I thought Becky did good. Anyway, that was WWE. I finished Castlevania. Really, second season felt like a proper season.
Okay.
Season 1 was like intro, like here's the prologue, I should say. Mm-hmm. Season 2 was like a honest season, and they had good character development from everyone. I don't know too much about Castlevania franchise. Are you guys familiar with it?
No.
Somewhat.
Bit.
I guess they kind of dip into like all the different games, like characters like Hector,
Simon, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. Like everyone just has a different role to play. And I learned more about them because I was like, oh, I want to know what games each of them were from. But it made a really good season, and it ended the season with opening for another season, which I think they're
time jumps? Because I know Simon and Trevor are like 300 years apart, I think.
I don't think Simon's in it.
Okay.
Simon's his like relative, right? Yeah, they allude to Simon being around earlier. I'm mixing a different person up with Simon. There's 2 humans.
Richter.
Richter? Hector.
Oh, Hector.
There's a black guy that's bald and a blonde guy that like can reanimate humans. Like they're forgers. They like make Dracula's army. Anyway, it's a good season. Really good animation. Like fucking good fights. And I'm like, they're doing some visceral shit where like this guy has like a whip with like spikes on it. He wraps it around people's arms and just pulls, and like the skin just comes off. And I'm like, holy fuck. But I'm like, it's animated. Flash forward. Immediately after that, I'm like, I kind of want to watch this movie I've been hearing a lot about called The Night Comes For You.
I meant to watch that shit.
Holy
Netflix,
shit. Like, Raid 2 are like my favorite. And then this doesn't dethrone them, but this is very much in the vein of those two. The main guy from the Raid, the main protagonist, is the antagonist.
Oh, okay.
And then his police chief in the first one is the protagonist. It's the premise of it is in the triad. They do all the drug smuggling in the southern Asia, and they have an elite squad of 6 people. They're known as the six C's. They keep the order. They're like, if anyone steals from triad, they just unleash hell on them. If anyone fucks within triad, they unleash hell on them. And the main character was one of those 6 C's. His friend, who, as the story unfolds, wants to be a 6 C's. So they're both in the organization, but one of them's gone AWOL. The other one is like they're telling him, in order to take his spot, you got to take him out. And then the movie just goes. And God, like, the main difference I'll say, though, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, like, whatever gore violence the Raid 1 and 2 had, this, like, has it to the 11th degree, for better or worse. So, like, I don't know if you like seeing, like, just, like, blood, guts, and, like, things ripping out and all this shit. Like, it gets nasty. Like, straight up nasty. They have 3 women fighters.
Did you watch this movie with Katie?
So I'll get to that. So there's 3 women fighters in this movie. It's not just these 2 kicking ass. There's a lot of people kicking ass. And I was surprised with each one. I'm like, he's about to die. I'm like, no, he's not. Holy crap, he's putting up a fight. God, yeah. Okay.
Wait,
like,
the question is, Mad Dog in it?
He's the only one that should have been in it.
No boss fight, dude.
No. The fight at the end was amazing. Like, okay. I'm gonna put the order of my favorite fights right now between Raid 1, 2, and this. Raid 2, final fight, favorite. This final fight, second favorite. Mad Dog versus the 2 guys at the end of Raid 1, third favorite.
Wow.
They're all great. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just it is amazing. I've watched that fight like 3 times since that. And like I watched it right after watching Castlevania, and I was amazed. I'm like, Castlevania was as gory as this. Like I was giving the example, and I'm like, I wasn't fazed by it. They did that kind of crap in this, and I'm like, oh. And so Katie's sitting on the couch, and she's just doing her own thing, but she's just chilling with me, and she's like, this is disturbing. And so she's like, okay, I'm just not gonna look up from my laptop. And so she's like, can you put headphones on? Because it's like everyone's screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So I put headphones on, and she's like, no, this is worse. Can you take the headphones off? Because now it just looks, I see the thing, but I don't hear anything. And it's even more disturbing. It was fucking good. But I have to give that disclaimer. If you're not good with like how graphically gory it can get, there's a scene very much at the beginning involving a butcher shop. If you can't get through that, you won't make it through the movie.
Butcher. That's all I need to know.
Yeah. So that I saw that. Comic-Con tickets. It was like the public ones. I got Thursday now, so I have Thursday and Sunday. So I think I'm gonna go the whole weekend.
Oh, you already had the middle?
I had Sunday. We got Thursday. Me and a few of my friends.
But you're missing Saturday. And
Friday and Saturday. So I want to just be in San Diego. Hopefully, if I can. We'll see. But I'm like, that'll be fun because it's the 50th anniversary of Comic-Con. Yes. So I feel like they'll do some cool stuff.
Why not Saturday?
What do you mean, why not Saturday?
Get a Saturday ticket.
They didn't have any.
Oh, shit.
He couldn't.
Like, it wasn't that
For some reason, I thought you got all, like...
No. I only got, it was crazy both times. When we were in Priority, me and my 2 friends were trying to get tickets, and right when they said, I'm in, mine said they're out. And then she got the 3 tickets, and then hers, everyone, like, all of it. And then the same thing happened with this. She got the same thing. He's like, I'm in, and we both got, like, it's over. I'm like, what the barely got it. Got that. Pokemon Go, been playing that, getting ready for Let's Go. And then the games I've been playing. I told you I did a lot this week. So, Tetris Effect. God damn, I love this game. It's so fucking good. Like, it's just so good.
Did you beat it?
There's like a story mode.
Did you beat it?
Well,
I don't think it's beat it.
Warrior 64 beat it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I beat the story, whatever that is. It's just like it shows off each level.
Right.
And I wanted to experience the music. And each of the levels has a really creative way of doing. Like, it's a set of levels. And so when you do like this set, it's like 4 levels. And when you finish one, it takes you immediately to the next one, and it takes you to the next, and then you're like, okay, graded. And the last one is long. It's like the goal essentially for each level is like do 35 or 40 lines, and it builds and slows down. Yeah, it builds and slows down tempo as you go. So you're like, oh shit, it's fast. It's like dropping crazy, and then all of a sudden it slows down because of the music. It's really cool how they mix the music with Tetris. Then I played Octopath Traveler, just a little bit more, not too much. I'm at a point now where I'm like, what am I gaining? Because I'm not doing the story. I'm just playing. So I'm like, I don't feel as compelled to finish anymore. I just feel like when I want to play this sort of turn-based thing, I will. So I'm kind of like ebbing off of it. And as you mentioned, Destiny, I was determined. This is the last Iron Banner for this season.
You did your wizard.
I did it in one night. It was so fucking easy. Like, I got all the quests, like you said, and I was like, okay, I'm going to play the first night so I can get out of the way so I can focus on other games as the week goes on. And that first night, I did all of the bounties except for the orb one. Oh, yeah. Generate or super orb. I'm like, that one I can never finish.
Well, you just have to, like, really spam your special.
I barely get
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially using a warlock that is like level 30 and everyone's level 50, I can feel the difference. But I was still rocking it. I was still doing pretty good. So I finished my Iron Banner gear. I feel good. I was like, all right, that's what I wanted to do. I might do the that machine gun quest. And just getting ready for Pokemon Let's Go. And maybe Red Dead, hopefully. With that, let's get into the big, meaty, I guess, all-encompassing topic.
Let's do it.
VGA's got nominees went out for Video Game Awards for 2018. Some interesting stuff, the way they had like a YouTube presentation, sort of like how Oscars or Emmys handle it.
Fuck those.
I mean, we'll get to that. So I printed out, what we're going to do is we're going to go through
Out too.
several of the awards that I think we can speak to some degree. And then what we're going to do is discuss what we think of each nominee and cast our ballots.
So people that obviously don't watch the video,
Which you
he's
should.
handing us sheets of paper, and we're about to take a test.
So it's front and back papers. So we'll just start at the top and we'll work our way down. I give you guys pens. All right. So, and in addition to going through this, I feel like we should also at some point discuss if you feel like any category is missing anything, or is something got snubbed, or something's in there that you don't think should be in there, or, whatever your thoughts are, add that, and then I think we'll also try to speculate. Like Game Awards, people is notorious for having reveal trailers. If you ever want to, if we could maybe do it at the end or in between, whatever. So let's start at the top. VGA's nominees are for debut indie game, and the thing that I like this year is that they put a little description to it, like kind of say what is encompassed with that. Kind of gives you like something like, okay, this is what we're going by. It's to recognize new independent studios that released its first game in the year of 2017. So the games are.
We got some bangers in this one.
Yeah, the indie scene this year was amazing. Yep. So we got Donut County. By Ben Esposito and Annapurna Interactive.
Yeah, that's the company. They made that what is it called? Gargona. It's like the picture puzzle.
Yeah. It's on Switch and a few other things.
Yeah. They're actually, I didn't know that they're also a movie studio, and that's
really?
how they started.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Florence by Mountains. I heard that's a mobile game that I've been highly recommended. Okay. It's like $2-3. Moss by Polyarc Games.
Hell yeah.
The Messenger are boys at Sabotage Studios. Yuko's Island Express by Via Gorilla. Guys.
Yoshi's Island Express. I'm just kidding.
Where are you heading on this?
Okay, so
I can tell you immediately where I am.
I feel like I'm cheating these guys out. The Messenger. I got to go with Moss.
Really? Have you played it?
I dabbled in it when we did the Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay. You played
Washington.
it there?
Yeah.
Did you do the VR version? Is it just VR?
It has VR. No, wait. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a different game.
Are you thinking of Tunic?
I'm thinking of Tunic.
It hasn't come out yet.
Mice. They're both mices.
Isn't one a fox? Or is it a mouse?
No, you're right. It is a mouse. I'm terrible.
So these glasses, you got to get fixed.
I've been looking at getting upgrades.
So what are you saying about the Messenger?
The Messenger.
I've only heard about Donut County and Moss. Haven't played those two. I played the Messenger. Beat the Messenger. I played the shit out of the Messenger. It got glitched on me. I still fucking played it. The Messenger is my pick.
I'm with you guys. Messenger it is. What's crazy is that they're doing like an update coming up. New Game Plus, a couple other features that they're fixing and patching. Do you guys see yourselves revisiting?
Yes.
Probably.
They need to have a boss rush mode. Ooh. There's a boss.
They could at the Kind of Funny game, the showcase.
I'm not going to spoil it. There's a boss. Well, I mean, it's not spoilers. You know that boss you meet, the four-headed demon? That boss fight is fucking sick. Like, I want to replay
They had some great boss designs.
I want to replay it.
All right, next up, we're gonna go down and then up to the next column. So multiplayer game. Outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massive multiplayer experiences. The nominees are Call of Duty Black Ops 4 by Treyarch Activision. Okay, I had a typo here. Destiny 2 Forsaken, not Forsake, by Bungie Activision. Fortnite by Epic Games. Monster Hunter World by Capcom. And Sea of Thieves by Rare Microsoft Studio. Guys, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I can't really attest to like
Into the mic.
Call of Duty essentially, because I haven't played it.
Well, the thing that I would give them props for is this year they offered like a multi-tiered package.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we have a battle royale cop thing, we have a zombie thing, and we have just generic like standard multiplayer with Black Ops. So that's something to give them credit for. I think that puts them into the game.
Obviously, huge fan of Monster Hunter. That's how we met, is playing this game.
This podcast wouldn't be here.
This podcast wouldn't be here.
It would
because
not.
if it
So
wasn't for Monster
for
Hunter.
that alone, no.
But for that alone, I'm choosing Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, I think
At this point, I'm choosing what I believe is gonna win.
go with whatever. Yeah, go with however.
Well,
you
you
wanna
could
vote.
do what you want to win and what you believe will
Yeah,
win.
put it. Okay, X what you are voting for. You are voting for, and put a dot next to what you think will win if it differs. So I'll do the same.
Okay, I believe Fortnite is gonna win.
So you
Check.
put no. If you believe they're going to win, dot next to it. If you're voting for it, X or check. Does that make sense?
Well, I messed up already. So
Okay, reverse yours
All right,
then.
cool.
You're going to confuse us.
I'm gonna put a dot.
So you think they're going to win?
Mhm.
Who are you voting for?
Monster Hunter.
Okay. Jang?
I played 4 out of the 5 of these games. Call of Duty Beta, Destiny 2 Beta, Fortnite, and Monster Hunter Worlds. I haven't played Sea of Thieves. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is fun. Destiny 2 was all right. It was cool.
You played Destiny 2, not Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Oh, yeah, Destiny 2.
It's the same though.
It's the same.
Is it? It's like a whole
It's
new
pretty
game.
much the same.
He only
Fine,
played
fine.
multiplayer.
I mean, okay, to be fair, I feel like if we're grading Destiny 2, it should be for anything you did. I mean, that's not fair, actually, because that has PvE and PvP.
I played Black Ops 4 only multiplayer. You can only play
That's true.
only
The beta.
multiplayer.
And then you haven't, the only one you hadn't played was Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Fortnite only because name another game where you can play on your phone, computer, and fucking Switch, and Xbox, and cross-platform. That is a true multiplayer game. So Fortnite should win just for that.
I think that gives it strong merit, and I think it swept the nation, several nations. I think I don't think Destiny 2 did enough to warrant a win. I think it's great that it got nominated, and Forsaken's been great for it. The Gambit mode is a good added feature of another way to do multiplayer sort of stuff. Have you heard of Gambit, Jang? It's like you're playing, like, imagine the map of a level on Destiny 2, and there's like an invisible wall. You're on your side with 3 other teammates, and they're on their side with 3, and you're just fighting horde mode essentially. But every enemy you kill drops like an orb, and you collect like 5, 10, 15 orbs, and you take them to like your bucket in the center of your side, and you deposit them. And the team to deposit 75 orbs before the other team does
Gets a boss.
and whoever defeats their boss first wins. The way you interact with each other is several. One, for every 5, 10, or 15 that you drop, you're sending an enemy into the enemy's base,
Like a
and
really
you're
strong enemy.
and you're blocking them. It stops their bucket from accepting
Yeah.
orbs. So I'm like, oh, this is clever. This is new. It's different from how they normally do it, which is just like straight me versus you shooting, or straight like, hey, let's play co-op against like AI.
What I hate is when you're like way far ahead and somehow they still melt their goddamn boss down.
Or when lag. That's been the biggest thing that happens to me in Gambit, which is I'm playing and I'm not picking up any motes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm on this thing, and like an hour later, drops on my head. I'm like, fucking, thanks. I can't speak to Black Ops. Sea of Thieves I can't really talk to, but I haven't really heard much. They've been supporting it, which is cool. I got to give Monster Hunter some credit here. I feel like that's the only real competitor to Fortnite for me, because this is the first time to really making it like anyone can jump in and play. Like the whole just joining mid-hunt, I think is a great thing, and putting it like they've been coming out with content not to the same degree as Fortnite, but seasonal content. There's an autumn event. There's the Ryu event. There's a X event. All these events. I think that's big props to them. I think Fortnite's gonna win, and I'm gonna vote for Monster Hunter World. But I really feel like Fortnite outclassed it. So this is just like bias. I 100% agree, though, the same reason as Jang. Like, no other game did, like, for multiplayer what Fortnite did, where cross everything, essentially.
Yeah.
They even got fucking Sony to bend, right? Like, they said they're going to do it. That was, like, a news thing, right? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. The way you said it reminded me of, like, Game of Thrones.
Bend the knee. Bend the fucking knee. All right, strategy game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay. Banner Saga 3 by Stoic Studio versus Evil. Battletech by Harebrained Schemes Paradox Interactive. Frostpunk by 11-Bit Studios. Into the Breach by Subset Games. Valkyria Chronicles 4 by Sega. I know we don't have too much on here, but
this is a very weak category for me because this is a style of game I don't necessarily enjoy.
Really? Weak then in what sense? Like you don't care for the
exactly
category?
like I don't
okay.
I don't.
It made it sound like you were saying the games in the category.
Oh no. Okay. Weak in a sense like this is a category I don't enjoy personally.
Okay. Sorry. I knew that Jang and I had played we were familiar at least with one or two of these, so I figured I'd drop it.
I've seen things, but I don't know. I realized I haven't really seen the gameplay for it. So Valkyria Chronicles, I know it's it has an anime style to it. I actually don't know how the game plays.
So the gameplay is sort of it's
your tanks.
Well, you have tanks.
Okay.
It's soldiers. It sort of reminds me of XCOM, where you're seeing a grid and you can zoom into a player, and you can control that like a third-person view, but you're limited to your movement. You're you can go as far as here, and then you're actually
chest,
aiming. Huh?
Like chest, movement-wise, it's you're limited like a chest.
Like a chest?
Like in chest.
Oh.
Or chess.
Chess. Yeah. I was like, what chest are you talking?
The chess,
Fucking with me. No, so it is like that, but it's you get in the viewpoint of the player, like a Fortnite viewpoint, and you're aiming, and so then once you set everyone up, then you can enact movement and stuff. So it's got a bit of you're playing a third-person game, but it still has that turn-based style.
For Frostpunk, I've seen very little people stream. I've logged went into someone streaming it, but I watched very little of it. And again, also now it's just strategy games or real time strategy like that isn't really my favorite. But then watching you guys, or at least Jang, play Into the Breach, and then I watched speedrunners. Very simplified form, I felt like. But it obviously still very difficult to beat. So that's obviously one I'm going to choose, both in what I think will win, because it's the only one I'm so familiar with, and what I want to win.
Jang, where do you stand?
I only know two of the games. Into the Breach. Only played one, Into the Breach. I'd seen Valkyria Chronicles. I'm going to go with Into the Breach.
Okay. I really want to play the Banner Saga trilogy. The art style looks great, and it's got I think that's the one you're thinking with the chess. It's got that tactics look, but it looks much more like a chessboard, players move.
I remember seeing the first one, but I thought it was only a side scroller. That's the way I saw it.
I think that might have been cutscenes.
Okay.
But the gameplay is it's like a grid.
Gotcha.
But I haven't played them. Battletech and Frostpunk are the ones I've seen the most on from streamers, actually. And then I don't know much about Valkyria. I'm rooting for Into the Breach. And I think I'm just from I said, limited knowledge. I think I'm going to go for Into the Breach as what I think will win, because I think it offers something interesting and new. I don't Battletech, from what I've seen, expands upon existing ideas. Frostpunk is a cool robots. Yeah, of course. As bonus points. Banner Saga, I'm sure I think that the strength of it could be the story. I think Into the Breach does to that franchise, that style of gameplay, it ramps things up and makes you think, it's not going to be easy. You're going to lose troops. You got to figure shit out. Family game. Best game appropriate for family play. Kind of basic there. Mario Tennis Aces by Camelot Software Planning and Nintendo. Nintendo Labo by Nintendo EPD Nintendo. Overcooked 2. Ghost Town Games Team 17. Starlink Battle for Atlas by Ubisoft Toronto, and Super Mario Party by ND Cube. Guys.
Nintendo is really powerful in this category.
I mean, this is like Nintendo. Like Nintendo even has Starlink. I think it's the version everyone played.
So I feel like this one's an easy one for me. And I'll start with that. I think it's Mario Party.
For your vote?
Yeah. For my vote and for what I think will win.
Okay.
It's just like I feel when I think of a family game that has a variety.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much. Dang it! I saw the way you checked stuff, and I did it your way, which is not my way, and now I messed up.
It's my way or the highway.
Mario Tennis, I think it's not casual. Like when you get into like when you get into it, like it gets crazy, and I don't feel like I don't want to make kids cry. So I feel like that's an easy game to make kids.
Well,
cry.
I mean, could you see you playing? And do you think you see yourself playing tennis with your family?
I don't.
Okay. Like your sister, for instance.
I don't.
Okay.
Nintendo Labo is one where I think my sister would enjoy, but I wouldn't enjoy. I feel like an older adult.
I think that's a parent-kid game.
Yeah. Overcooked. I mean, again, make kids cry. I'll crush them.
Make everyone cry. This game's fucking
Stressful.
Starlink has no 2-player.
I don't get why Starlink's on here. Like, if that's the one, I feel like they snubbed someone, and I have an idea of what should have been in there.
And the only other thing is, like, with Mario Party is I honestly haven't read too much news on it. I haven't read good reviews, bad reviews. Like, I just haven't seen anything on it. I also haven't gone out of my way to see anything on it. But, like, normally it's like...
It's good. It's just... I wish there was a little bit more.
Okay.
To it. I wish like they do the whole you can play 4 players. I wish personally I wish there was a way to play 8 players because they force you to play with Joy-Con. I'm like, if they do 4 sets of Joy-Cons, you could have a lot more. I don't know. I like the mini games are fun, but playing the board can drag a little bit.
Right.
And you can easily start gaming. Like once you know the way to be efficient, you can easily start gaming it and be like. But the mini games are really fun.
Mario Party, my choice, and will win, and it's missing Jackbox Party 5.
That's a good one. I
Jackbox
think Jackbox
5.
should be in there.
Not 5. That was shit.
The rap battles.
But I think it's for me. It's gonna come down to Overcooked 2 and Super Mario Party because those feel like the actual like when I think of family game, I think of more than 2 player. Like Tennis Aces is like a 2-player game. I think it's only. I don't know if you can play like doubles. Starlink, I don't even know why the fuck it's on there. Like I think tennis has at least some merit, but Starlink, I'm like, why? You're just watching your kid play. Labo, that's a stretch to me, just because it's like providing. The game I feel like would have given Mario Party a run for its money, and that's what's getting my vote, and I think is gonna win.
Mario Super Brothers.
Kirby. I think Kirby Star Allies would have 100%. I would have gotten my vote, and I think it would have given. It could have been either one of those two because I've been playing it. It's pretty easy, but it very much leans towards play it as a group. Like play 2-player, play 4-player. Just play like and just run through these and do sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't get it. Stupid. Kirby should win.
Like, fill in the
Bullshit.
the blank Kirby, check, and X.
All right, next topic.
Fighting game.
Fighting game. Best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. Tennis Aces should have been. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle by Arc Systems Works. Dragon Ball Fighter Z by Arc System Works. Soul Calibur 6 by Bandai Namco. Street Fighter 5 Arcade by Dimps Capcom.
I feel like this is another. Well, okay, I wouldn't say it's an easy one.
I think it's easy.
I feel like the one that's gonna win is gonna have to be a classic Street Fighter 5, or like one that has history with it. The one I want to win is Dragon Ball Z. Soul Calibur, it's too fresh. It's too new.
That's why I should win.
Huh?
That's why I should win.
That's just hasn't had enough time. And then Blaze Blue, man.
Get your ass out.
So when this franchise was first introduced, I was playing with a lot of buddies, Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
But They would kill me. So fuck that game. So that's mine. That's my opinion. It's Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 is going to get 5? The win.
Because this is not the year it's originally come out. This is like an update. This is the arcade version.
Right. Yeah.
Why 5?
I just a classic.
Okay.
It's like Street Fighter's always been a thing. Like that's when you think of like an arcade game.
Yeah.
A Street Fighter is what pops right in my head. Okay. Like it doesn't. Not even.
They have updates this year.
Dragon Ball Z Fighter or Dragon Ball Fighter Z does not pop in my head as a arcade game.
Okay.
It pops in my head as a one-on-one console game.
This isn't saying arcade game.
I'm sorry, as a fighting game. But like, I guess when I think of it, it's just like the other ones are just too. They're too new, and I think it's gonna go to Street Fighter.
I was just curious.
What's going to win, and is my pick, is Dragon Ball Z Fighter. The reason why I'm going to say it is because it was the most hyped at EVO. It was fucking hype. It was so hype. It was more exciting to watch than Street Fighter. So,
I think I'm same. I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z is going to win, and I think it should win. It had the most like buzz around it just all year, just like content being added, characters being added. It being stealing the show at a lot of these competitions. Soul Calibur 6, I would have. They should like the one thing I've been hearing about it is the character customization. Outside of that, not really hearing much about it. So, I feel like it's still too fresh for it to really like sink into people's teeth. And I think for one, like I know we talk about like, or it can be discussed like, oh, how fresh or how long ago did this game come out this year? I think in an area where that could matter more than some of the others is a fighting game, because fighting games live and breathe off of like tournaments and seeing them in the fighting scenes. And I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z has made its rounds this year. Like it really, to me, showcased a lot. I agree. In Evo, it was like the one I was like, eager to watch.
Can I do the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Role play.
Yeah.
All right. So next category is role playing game, and this is best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massive multiplayer experience. And we've got Dragon Quest
11.
Echoes of an Exclusive Age.
Elusive.
Man, I'm terrible at this. Echoes of an Elusive Age by Square Enix. We got Monster Hunter World by Capcom. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom by Level 5 and Bandai Namco Entertainment. We got Octopath Traveler by Square Enix, Acquire, and Nintendo. We got Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire by Obsidian Entertainment and Versus Evil.
Who just got bought by Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, Obsidian. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
This one's tough to know which one will win. What I feel like is going to win is Monster Hunter. What I want to win is Monster Hunter. I haven't had too much time in Dragon Quest, but looking at like you know how when you look at Twitch, you can see like the amount of people streaming game. Quite a few people streaming it.
Really?
Ni no Kuni's just.
I'm surprised it's not on as many people's radar.
It like came out, and for me, I was like, I'm gonna wait on this game until it gets cheaper.
Okay.
So I still have not picked it up, but it has gotten to the price range that I'm willing to pay for it to play it now.
Okay.
Octopath Traveler, I said I was gonna buy this as soon as it came out. Never bought it. No regrets. Just story, like it did a bad job with, I think, how to keep a player entertained with that one.
From what you played or what you've seen?
From what I've seen.
Okay.
And then Pillars of Eternity, this is a style of game that I've started liking, but it's very difficult for me to like enjoy.
Why is that?
So this is kind of like based off of I believe it's like the way Dungeons and Dragons is.
Okay.
You control like multiple people, and as you progress, you can pick up either more people or whatever.
Oh, I thought that was Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah, it's very similar. Like that's like
I mix these two up all the time,
but it's the same style of game.
Okay.
I have Pillars of Eternity. I think I have Pillars of Eternity 1.
Okay,
is what I have. The thing that sucks is like it's still really like AI based, where you can tell people, like, you can tell your characters go here, here, and here to like kind of like surround your enemy, but it's still like the AI will still do its own thing from time to time, and it'll cause like one guy to die, and then you're like, I needed that guy to tank.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't have a tank now, and everyone kind of just
falls apart.
It just falls apart.
Okay.
It's very difficult to like. It's one of the things where you have to micromanage, and I'm not that good at that.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
But really enjoyable. Like, tends to have really good stories, just because it is like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing. So you're following.
It gets you engrossed.
Exactly. But also very meaty when it comes to reading. Some of them will have obviously like a character that reads out what it's saying, but some of them don't, and you have to like read this like book essentially as you're playing this game. But yeah, Monster Hunter, I think it doesn't have the greatest story because it's very like it's kind of sprinkled in there. Like you have to really pay attention, I think, to know what's going on.
With the role playing, like looking at character customization, progression, and multiplayer experience, if it's included.
Yeah.
Do you think it hits those better than the others? Do either of you guys feel free to chime in, Jay?
I don't think it hits every category better than all the other ones, but I think it hits them all.
Okay.
At least.
I wouldn't put Monster Hunter in role-playing game.
Yeah?
Personally. I don't see it.
It threw me off. I gotta agree. Like, I wasn't thinking of it. What would, if you had to pick like a genre for it?
Action.
Action? Because there's action and there's action adventure. According to the VGAs.
Action.
Okay.
Adventure.
I think the reason they opted to go with role-playing game was because of the whole mix set, armor set. You're like changing up your skills, changing up your weapons, similar to an RPG. Maybe not as much as like a Skyrim or a Fallout or something like that, but I do feel like you look at it from that point of view, you're like, okay, I can see the RPG elements. You're not like, there's not so much a level up. It's like, okay, I can now fight this, and I fought this monster. There is a grind. It's not a level grind, but it's a grind for armor. It's a grind for materials. And you're doing that, and I'm like, okay, that's role-playing, I guess. I'm role-playing as a hunter, trying to make progression in different ways. And I think it does a good job with so few monsters that they included in World, to have so much variety of like all the shit that they have of mixed sets, armor sets, the new way they incorporated skills,
the ecosystem
stuff. But like, it's not like what it was before, where it's like 4 gem this and that. It's like +1 plus, you know, I forget what it's called. It's been a while, but I think that was a cool new
armor active skills, I guess, or
no, just like the way the points add up. Like you can have
gotcha.
Like before, it was just like you had like 5, 10, and like X points in this. Now it's like
1.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, something like
yeah. So if I have 1 in this
you have
skill,
it.
I have it.
Yeah,
and then it goes up to like.
I forgot
5,
what the name was, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I ever knew the name.
But I think even though it's not an RPG, I think it will win, and I want Dragon Quest to win.
Yeah. Okay. I'm torn between Monster.
Go ahead. They should have put WoW in there, the new expansion.
Yeah, I agree.
Drop the ball.
I mean, if they're dropping, if they're putting in Destiny Forsaken, why not like the expansion? Why not the latest WoW? And to that edition, I mean, Destiny's been pushing that it's a role-playing game more and more. I'm kind of like, maybe these are like of the role-playing games they were only allotted to be able to put 5.
Possibly.
That could be a factor. Octopath, I think, is the only one that would give Monster Hunter competition, personally. But even in that, I wish there was more of an elaborate job class system, like much like a tactics game. Like it has a small class system where you're like, I can swap out classes or multi-class, not too in depth. So it's like it scratches that itch just barely. So I'm gonna give Monster Hunter World, and I think they'll win it too.
I'm gonna change mine. I want Monster Hunter to win because I want this game to just continue to succeed.
Fuck yeah.
I think the best option here is Dragon Quest, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So I think that will win.
Okay. Milja Jovovich is going to remember you when she's done filming the Monster Hunter movie.
With her
Did you see she has the slingshot thing?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? Tony Jaa is in this movie.
Yep.
The
That's
martial
what
arts.
blew the mind.
And Ron Perlman is in
Yeah.
this movie as
Nice.
the commander.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm not into this whole military
Threw a
stuff.
sound effect.
That's perfect. All right. Action adventure. Jeng, do you want to read this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Action adventure game. Best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Mario Odyssey by Ubisoft Quebec. God of War by Sony Santa Monica. Marvel's Spider-Man by Insomniac Games. Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar Games. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider by Eidos Montreal Crystal Dynamics Square Enix.
Where you following this, Jeng? Talk us through this.
I've only played one loosely. Let's use the word loosely. I think. This one's tough.
Yeah.
It's between God of War and Red Dead 2.
Really?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with. I think Red Dead's gonna win, and it will win. Final answer.
Jeng. Or Vargas. Jeng. Vargas' turn.
Okay, so I'm going to speak to the ones I think. We got God of War, we got Spider-Man, and we got Red Dead.
That's what it's down for you?
I think those are the three that are that it's down to.
Interesting. Okay.
I played and Platinum God of War.
Hell yeah.
It was tough for me. Like
to get through it?
It was work.
Damn.
It wasn't enjoyable.
Damn.
But I think it's because I was doing it to get to the next thing, which at the time I don't remember what the hell it was.
I don't remember either. I remember we talked about this. Tune in on an older episode to tell us what it was. Please.
No, man, dude, I feel like Spider-Man had hype. I don't think it's
Hype
gonna get
doesn't
the win.
win
I know.
awards.
That's why I don't think it's gonna win. Odyssey. We're not gonna talk about that because I didn't put that in there. So it's God of War and Red Dead. It's a close call for me, man. Holy shit.
What's the better game?
I'm looking at it with regards to the specifics that it's listing, combining combat, traversal, and puzzle solving.
I'm not, because I don't feel like that is what causes a game to win.
No, we're not doing game of the year. We're doing action adventure.
I know.
So those are the facets of action adventure games that they've listed.
Right, but like regardless, the games here are the options, and whether they're
So you're just saying whatever's the best game.
Exactly.
So if this was okay, I'm not even gonna
Exactly.
go for it. Just go
Thank
for it.
you.
Just go for it.
I think no.
You
I
do you.
want.
You do you.
I want God of War to win.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
I think Red Dead's gonna win.
Okay. I think. I just from what I've seen of people streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's gotten me interested. I've never really been interested. I've never played an Assassin's Creed game in my life. This one looks interesting because the way they've incorporated history and mythology within the storytelling of the game, like from what I've heard of ancestral like stories, is someone was playing a side quest, and they go and they start a quest, and they've been told to do X number of things, and the side quest concludes. It turns out like that story that you've just gone through, the side quest, is a retelling of a Greek myth. And that you've now sort of like, it's been incorporated and adapted into the Assassin's Creed Odyssey world. I'm like, that's a clever way of incorporating this like adventure and story within your game mechanic. But I feel like God of War did it better. Like in my eyes, like all the aspects of mythology that are incorporated in the God of War and adapted to the world of God of War within Norse mythology blew my mind. Like I was just like, there's parts in the game where you're sitting with your other characters, the little boy and the head just tells you stories. Like every time you get in that boat, he just tells you a story. And I did not get out of my boat until he was done telling me a story. And I was like, why am I doing this? Like I should just be trying to get to the next thing. I've never really been compelled to just like sit there. But like he tells such great stories of like, have you heard the story of like Odin and what he did to that? And I'm like,
But
what?
whose story is better? The shopkeeper from the messenger, or the head?
If he was nominated, he got snubbed. But if there was ever a second to that character, it would be I'm thinking God of War's. I'm voting for God of War, and I think God of War is going to get it.
It's gonna be a coin flip. It's Red Dead or God of War.
Really?
Easy, yeah.
I feel like for this open world stuff, I think Assassin's Creed's been building like it was like a slow creep. Like people were like, another Assassin's Creed game, and then like every week I kept hearing those people like get louder about like, wow, Assassin's Creed, wow, I'm still playing this. And then like even after Red Dead came, they're like, I'm done. I've caught up on Red Dead. I can't wait to get back to Assassin's Creed. I'm like, really? Like for someone like to hear reviewers and people that I follow saying that. And not just being like, okay, I'm done with it and I'm on to the next thing. I'm like, that's pretty impressive. So there should be merit. There's merit there,
Sleeper.
but yeah, I would say sleeper or like underdog.
He's got the Shoryuken.
It needs the clout to win.
I think God of War is going to kill it on that one. All right, next one, action game, best game in the action genre for combat. This is the weirdest category to me, I think, this year. So it's Call of Duty Black Ops 4 by the people we said. Dead Cells by Motion Twin. Destiny 2 Forsaken by Bungie. Far Cry 5, I forgot that came out this year, by Ubisoft. And Mega Man 11. Just, I don't know, that seems like an odd one. Like that and Dead Cells seem odd at first, reading this list.
Yeah. I think because I would, at least Dead Cells, I would
like
see
action
as,
adventure.
What? Which one?
Dead Cells.
I'd say that's more action. I don't think that you're adventuring anything. Like, to me, it's just like going through waves of...
But you can choose.
I'd call it action roguelike.
When I think of... Okay, I think the way when I'm looking at the games nominated for action adventure, I'm thinking like open world games. When I'm thinking action games, as weird as these nominees are, I'm like, okay, this game had an interesting action mechanic or combat mechanic. And I think Dead Cells gets merit there because of all the different combos of builds you can do... how you're combating. I think like that gave it the merit. I hadn't seen that before. I'm gonna vote for Dead Cells.
Ooh.
What I think will win? Fuck, it's anyone's game, really.
Fuck if I know.
Like I don't think
Fuck
combat wise, I don't think Call of Duty does anything new that's interesting. Like they just took the battle royale and put it in their game. It didn't feel like they added a new way of playing.
Black Ops 4 is the one that has the battle royale, right?
Yeah, it's the one that just came out. For Destiny 2 Forsaken's great and the gunplay is great, but it's more of emphasizing the same. I felt like new and innovative was Dead Cells. I'm gonna think that's gonna win too. It's bold, but I know. Where do you guys stand?
Dead Cells will win. No, I mean, I want Dead Cells to win.
Okay.
But I think Call of Duty's gonna win.
Okay.
This one's a weird one for me. I don't think Dead Cells, Mega Man 11, or Far Cry 5 are going to win.
So you think Destiny 2 or
but I feel like when Destiny 2 is up against Call of Duty, I just feel like Destiny 2 doesn't have a chance.
Wow. I think Destiny 2 has, if it's using a super, it has a chance.
So this is just like me wanting like more independence to get out there. I want Dead Cells to win. I think Call of Duty will win.
Okay. Next up, indie game. This is, to me...
Independent?
Independent game.
You said indie game.
Indie game, I know.
But it's independent there.
You're right. I'm wrong. I think this is the toughest category in this whole thing. Outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of traditional publisher systems. The nominees are Celeste by Matt Makes Games, Dead Cells by Motion Twin, Into the Breach by Subset Games, Return of the Obra Dinn by 3909 LLC, and The Messenger by Sabotage Studios. Fuck, like that, like all those games. That's just like you don't need anything else this year.
I gotta give props to the studio for Celeste. I know who makes the game.
Does it start with an M?
This guy's got jokes.
Hey, Matt! At the Game Awards. He turned
Wow. All right, talk me through this, guys. I don't
Okay,
know
I'm
where to
gonna-
start.
I'm gonna do what I did with the action game. So it's gonna be between Celeste, Dead Cells, and The Messenger. I don't feel like Into the Breach and Return of Obra Dinn.
It's like a Obra Dinn is like a murder mystery. You're working backwards through. I saw some footage. You're working. It's like an old grainy Game Boy visual, and you're going through this level, and you're like, "What happened here?" And you kind of get to like look at a screenshot, and in that screenshot, it tells you a lot of information, and so you can be like, "This person died this way, in this order," and you. That's all I know so far, but I heard it gets more interesting as it goes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just feel like within this category, Inner Breach just doesn't have the potential for fan favoritism compared to like Dead Cells or Celeste.
Wow.
Speaking that way, I feel like The Messenger also doesn't have that backing compared to Dead Cells and Celeste.
Wow. Philippe, we're sorry.
I'm gonna have to give it to Dead Cells. I want Dead Cells to win.
Okay.
And I think Dead Cells will win.
Wow.
Broke it down.
Okay,
easy.
so I've never played Return of the Obra Dinn. I played the other four. The game that I least played time-wise is gonna win, which is Celeste. I want it to win, and it will win. I think Celeste is gonna win, even though it's the game I put the least amount of time into out of all four. But second would be Into the Breach. I think it has a good chance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think Celeste is going to win, and I think it's largely because, from what I'm hearing, I just started playing it actually. I think from what I'm hearing, it's a great game. All of these are great games, but it's a great game, and the story it tells resonated with a lot of people.
And I haven't even gone to that part.
Yeah.
Like I've scratched the surface.
You've gone further than
Wow.
I want The Messenger to win because it, like the music, the level design, everything about it, like spoke to me.
Jumping in the water.
Fucking mind blowing. Yeah, so I'm voting for The Messenger, but I think Celeste is gonna win. All right, next up, what do we got? That's page 1 done.
Performance.
Yeah, performance. This is. Do you want to take this one, Jay? Give us a performance.
Performance. Voice over acting, motion and/or performance capture.
Butcher these names.
Brian DeChart as Connor, Detroit become human. Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War. Melisandre Mahout as Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2. Uweir Lowenthal as Peter Parker, Marvel's Spider-Man.
Fucking Jeff Keighley, this was an audition for your next nominator.
Fuck the Oscars.
Any thoughts?
For some reason,
Into the mic, please.
I thought it was in the mic. The chick that plays Cassandra, I don't want to butcher that name, which is for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I watched like gameplay of someone playing like the female version. Really good job.
Yeah.
Like voice acting wise was
A lot
really,
of people were
really
like,
good.
"This is like people emulating Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
playing a Wonder Woman game."
Yeah, really good job. I have to. I'm just gonna go with like favoritism. I think Christopher as Kratos will win, just because like it's just a bigger name title. I just think that's gonna win. I literally don't.
That's
I
fine.
have really no clue.
Jang, what do you think?
I'm torn between Christopher Judge and Roger Clark, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War. I don't think Red Dead 2 used motion capture, and I think God of War. I'm not too specific.
Red Dead did use motion capture.
Oh shit. Okay, well, Christopher Judge, Kratos. What's the movie? Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stargate.
You think it's? You
I think
both?
he's gonna win.
You want him to win, and you think he's gonna
Yeah.
win? Okay.
Because it's Stargate.
SG now.
I mean, I haven't played all these. I've seen some of Detroit. I've seen some of Assassins and Spider-Man. But playing Red Dead and God of War, I feel like Christopher Judge, like, he does so much without even saying anything in a lot of scenes. And the more in the story you get, the more I get of that. Like, just the change of the tone and this. Oh my god! Just like I love that. It was such a good. I think it's gonna win, and I want it to win. Done.
Samesies.
Score music. Vargas?
Score music, outstanding music, inclusive score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Celeste, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2.
A game got screwed by not being put on this list.
The Messenger.
2 games got screwed. Holy fuck, 2 games got screwed. The Messenger and Tetris
Katamari.
Effect.
Dang.
Both those games, I think, floored this whole thing. Easily.
Tetris Effect isn't anywhere in anything,
I'm saying that it should have been in this nomination.
but it's not.
It is
anywhere
in this.
anything.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
You haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
Becky.
Okay. I'm not gonna look at it though.
Spoilers.
I don't jump ahead like some premonition.
Like some messengers. All right, talk to me. What do you guys think?
I gotta shout out Red Dead Redemption 2 because they use music to make traveling better.
Yeah.
Like there's a point where like
Same with the first one.
if you get so far away from a camp, it just randomly starts playing music. Oh, I mean, it's not random, obviously.
Yeah.
But it starts playing
cues.
music, and it meshes so well.
It feels
just, like,
cinematic,
it
right?
works. Yeah. It's just all the cogs like falling into place, and you're like, holy shit. And one time I noticed it, and I was just like, this works. It just works.
Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
I don't think like that like. I mean, just because like category wise, I don't think like that's gonna matter. It has to have the original music.
Okay. I
mean,
mean,
I
I think
like
it,
the
I think
original,
it,
but-
it adds to it. It's like not. I don't know.
I just feel like the way I imagine this one is like a category wise is like I put in a CD and just start playing music, and I just like, okay, that sounds good. Okay, that sounds good. That's the way
Okay.
I kind of like imagine how they would
Okay.
judge this. And I can't say much for Ni no Kuni, Spider-Man.
Just go with what you feel.
I don't remember music in God of War. I mean,
Oh, I
obviously
remember.
it's there. It's there.
Da, 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 da,
Nope.
da.
Don't recall.
Fucking epic, man.
Nothing for Celeste.
Man.
So for me, it's going to be God of War or Red Dead Redemption 2.
It sounded like God of War didn't do it for you.
It didn't, but like,
Okay.
I recognize that it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I just the time that I played it at was a terrible time in my life. Just because Red Dead's more fresh in my mind, I'm gonna choose Red Dead. I want God of War to win.
Okay.
I think Red Dead's gonna win though.
Okay.
I like the music in Celeste, but it's not going to win against the 2 titans of this whole game award.
Messenger would have won. I'm not kidding. I think
Messenger would have beat Celeste, but it wouldn't have beat.
I'm
in this-
honestly surprised.
We need to talk.
Tetris.
We need to talk.
I would have taken 2 of these out if we would have gotten Messenger.
Or Tetris.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, even that. But when you mentioned Messenger, I'm like, how did that seems so obvious.
So it's between God of War and Red Dead. I like how they incorporate music in Red Dead, and I think it will win.
Okay.
And that's my pick.
I think either of those are valid. I'm gonna go more on God of War. I think it'll win, and I want it to win.
Also,
Just fucking
Willie Nelson and D'Angelo are on the game, which is crazy.
That's of Red Dead, right?
yeah.
All right. Next up, we got art direction, outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. The nominees are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, Return of the Obra Dinn.
Messenger got robbed again in this category.
Biggest robbery this entire year, Messenger.
I don't feel like I have to go like the other categories, like explain everything. It's God of War.
And maybe Tetris Effect 2 got robbed as well for this one.
It's just God of War, straight up. Like, I want it to win, and it will win. That's it. That's all I got to say. I have nothing else to say about this category.
Dude, mic drop. I agree. I mean,
Why
I
is
think
even Return of Obra? I mean, again, I haven't played it.
I think there's an aesthetic to it. I don't. I think it's more of a niche thing.
Gotcha.
Like it's not gonna hit everything. I think Red Dead's got a beauty to it, and it is achievement in animation, I think. But artistic, like the mixture of artistic design and animation, I don't know. I feel like the scale of which God of War operates, the way that you, like,
his muscles.
it's the first time I've felt, and it's been touted numerous times. That was the moment where I was like, the cutscene doesn't end, and then the graphics drop to the whatever the gameplay is. The cutscene and the gameplay are the same of visuals, and I'm like, this is fucking insane.
I'm gonna go with God of War. They don't have a category for this, but best boss fight I fought this year was in God of War.
Oh, I can't wait!
First.
I want you to play so much more. I think it gets so much.
When I fought Conor McGregor.
Fuck yeah!
Conor fucking McGregor.
The guy they got to voice him is like, when I saw him, I'm like, he's perfect for that role. Ah, God, I love that. Talking about a game makes me want to play it again. I don't know. But I will give a shout out to Octopath Traveler. The way they do old school but make it feel new was impressive to me. I want more games to do that, like that are old school. Like how Shovel Knight became a thing, where like more games did what Shovel Knight did.
Yeah.
I want more games to follow this art style where it's like that tilt shift kind of visual illusion. All right, next up, Jen, you want to take it away?
Narrative. Outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game.
So easy.
Detroit Become Human. God of War. Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. Marvel's Spider-Man. Red Dead Redemption 2.
I've only finished one of these.
Samesies.
None of them.
Damn.
So obviously, been playing Red Dead, haven't beaten it. I hear when like people get towards the end, it starts getting a better again. Essentially, like there's a huge gap in between where it's like kind of becomes stale, but picks up again at the end, and it's a fantastic game after they've beaten it, is what they say. But God of War just has. I feel like the storytelling God of War is just. It's really, really good. And I don't imagine Red Dead having something similar to what I've seen in God of War. I can't attest to Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure you don't even have to play it to know what the story is.
I'm willing to give it a chance. I've heard good things about it's its own universe. It's like they build a world. So I'll be willing to give it the benefit.
Life is Strange could possibly have a fantastic story, but I just feel like it's just so indie that it wouldn't.
I think it's weird that it's just one episode.
Right.
It's like
there's no other episodes out yet. No, I was kidding. I don't know. And then Detroit Become Human, they pushed that. Like I feel like they sponsored so many people to play it, streamer wise, and it still didn't like obviously become limelight.
I mean, I think it's an interesting idea, and it's cool that to see a game explore such an interesting idea. I don't know narrative wise because it goes in every direction. So which narrative are we going with? Like,
that's true. I feel like God of War just takes the cake on this one for sure.
Jang.
Well, first of all, Celeste, I think, got robbed because I always hear that the story is amazing in Celeste. If it was Life is Strange Part 1, I would pick, that would be my choice, but didn't play Part 2, so. Story in Red Dead is weak. I mean, you know what? There's one thing in Red Dead, though. Every time I see Jack, I get really sad. I get fucking sad, dude. It just twangs in my heart. I'm going to have to go with God of War. Will win. And
so I agree with you guys. I think God of War will win. I want it to win. The reason I'm going to give it over Red Dead, I think the Red Dead is cinematic and it's beautiful. Like from what I've seen so far and what I've read and just playing it, it's slow. And I feel like that storytelling, you have to be in a mood for me at least. Like it's like a historical biopic. It could be this epic grand film that has a resonating message, but it's not always gonna hit. I feel like God of War is this story had such clear beats and in a flow and an ebb to it, and a character growth and in a supporting cast and everything.
Can you compare them to books?
Red Dead.
I feel like Red Dead is like the one that you recently got through by following comic book. Yeah, like it's good, but like it just takes a lot.
Yeah,
it takes a lot.
I think God of War then would be like
a good fast paced story.
it just for me, God of War would be like to me if I was feeling a bug would be The Martian. Like I could not put The Martian down.
Right. Yeah.
And it was hitting, it was entertaining, it had tragedy, it had like action, it had thrill, it had everything, and the pace is a big factor for me. I feel like with the pace, it has the edge.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right, next game we got game direction, game studio for its standing creative vision and innovation in game direction design. The categories are Fuck the Oscars, A Way Out by Hazlight Studios EA, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead 2. This one, I want to give it to Red Dead. I think they're going to win. And I would honestly, I want them to win because from what I've been seeing and reading about like what they do with this game, the world exists. Like whether you see an event happening on the side of the road or not, like, and it has ramifications on everything else that you impact. And I think for like a game to push that with its design and just like build something like that, I think that's impressive and it deserves merit. That's all I have to say on the subject.
I watched YouTube videos of people following NPCs in Red Dead Redemption, and they live like a full day's life.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy who like tends to his sheep, and then starts carrying hay to his horses, and then like once he becomes, and he does that over and over until it becomes nighttime. Goes to the bar, drinks, then goes back drunk to his home, falls asleep, and then starts the whole cycle all over again.
This game is Westworld.
Yeah, it's
We are in a simulation.
the only thing is like
This is Red Dead. Part
it's hard
16.
to believe that like that cycle continues. Whether
And
you're
every
there or
other
not.
character has another thing.
Yeah, I mean, this one's tough, man. I think God of War will take it.
Yeah. I
But
can
in
see
that
it taking
sense,
it.
I want Red Dead to take it, though.
But like, yeah, like you said, God of War has such a world to
Yeah.
it that I'm like, I want to see other things happening in this world.
Like, with that one, I feel like it's a much enclosed environment compared to Red
yeah,
Dead.
it's like sectioned.
Yeah, but it's such a beautiful environment.
Yeah.
Every time you move into to one environment, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know? Because of that, I feel like it'll take it because it's there like that, but like Red Dead has more of that background stuff that like if you really notice it,
Yeah.
you're just like, holy shit, there's way more.
It's like
to
the
this.
technical achievements.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay?
Man, this is tough. I think. Fuck. It's the two juggernauts.
Yeah? Duking it out in the VGAs.
It's Godzilla and Mega Godzilla.
It is Godzilla versus Rodan.
Red Dead Rodan.
I think God of War is going to win. No. I
Godzilla
take that
War?
back. God of War will win. I think A Way Out. That's my pick. The only reason why, because I'm looking at the description.
Sleeper.
Innovation in game design. To be honest, Detroit Become Human has been done before. God of War has been done before. Spider-Man has been done before. Red Dead Redemption 2 has been done before. But A Way Out's kind of different. Just game design.
Okay.
Because fuck the Oscars.
Yeah. Watch it wins.
It's like, fuck you all, bitches. All right, next one. Ongoing game. Game for outstanding development.
It's not
ongoing.
even fair.
Ongoing. Yeah, it is. Come on. It's easy. Ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. The nominees are Destiny 2, Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Guys, can we just agree Destiny is going to
disagree.
win?
I feel like Destiny is just completely out of this picture for me.
Why? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's on another level, like gameplay, like people playing wise, like the sheer number of people play Fortnite. But I gotta give Destiny credit. It's still in it. Like I don't know. Like though, if I look at like just Okay, take Fortnite out of it. Where do you see? Like Fortnite, you're right.
Overwatch.
No,
Really?
I have things to say
Damn.
about everything right now.
Okay, go for it. I want to hear it.
But like, so I think Destiny, because of like what I'm about to say with everything else, I think just Destiny is just like doesn't even compare to these guys. Obviously, there's Fortnite. Like they're constantly updating. Like every single day, there's new cosmetics to add to the game. You know, every few weeks, there's new content that they add. They added a thing where they have actual tournaments that are constantly going on, and it rotates in between.
Okay.
So one day, like the next 3 days, it's gonna be like
Food fight.
a specific like tournament, and then next week it's a whole nother one, and it shows you the current rotation.
Right.
So it's really cool. No Man's Sky recently had its update, which was a huge update. I just feel like it doesn't have like. There's still the people that hate it, and like it's just not gonna get like the recognition that it, I would say, deserves at this point with like this update. Like the fact that these guys stuck with it.
That's
when they were
impressive.
getting-
Yeah, that is impressive.
I just don't feel like it will have that. Overwatch, like it's another constant, like always every season, like actual holiday season, they have like themed costumes and stuff like that. They do a lot of it. And then Tom Clancy's has a lot of updates. Like they're on season 4, 6, I think, or I don't know what they call it. They call it there's something they call it. So like you get Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and then they have like something 6 or whatever. I forget what it's called. But yeah, they're constantly updating it. They have a ton of characters to choose from, each one with different abilities.
I think Destiny has something to offer as well.
Too bad it doesn't though.
What does it not do? Because it does have like new weapons and their quests that are tied to them.
Mm-hmm.
It has events tied, like play this mode and you get certain.
Yeah, they have Gambit. Gambit, I'll give it to.
Not just Gambit. I'm saying like, hey, this week there's this going on. Like there's the Festival of the Lost. Do all this season. That's like Overwatch. So I would put it comparable to that. I don't think it does any of these as good as Fortnite. I think Fortnite's by and far the clear winner because it just does everything everywhere so well. But I think it does as much as like Overwatch or Tom Clancy or even No Man's Sky. You get weapon changes to how quickly weapons work or patches. It's just like Overwatch would. Like, oh, we should nerf this. We should make this more OP. Oh, we noticed that this gun isn't working as well as it should, so we're going to amplify these other things or whatever. But they're doing it in a way that doesn't feel like they're restricting you. Like in the past, Destiny has always been like, oh, this is too OP. Let's nerf everything. And I'm like, no, just make everything as good as that. Do the opposite. Make yourself feel like a god, like because you're playing wizards in space. And I think this expansion forward, they've been doing that. They've been like, oh, that's OP. We're gonna make a few other things just as appealing to you, so that you can like, oh, this guy, I got something to counter him, and everyone's just feeling like having a good time. And that's from just like how I've been playing. And they add, like when you're doing a quest line for Whisper of the Worm, which is like one of their top guns, you have to earn that gun. Like you don't just like get it or random chance it or RNG. You have to work, be like, hey, this weekend it's out. We got like get a crew, let's do it. The raid is genuinely fun and the mechanics are interesting. I think they offer quite a bit. Like they bring something to the table. I'm not saying they didn't do anything, so I wouldn't discredit it. That's all.
The way I take this one is like the way it just I read it. It's ongoing content that evolves.
Yeah.
I just feel like for Destiny it's too far apart. Like it's just not there. Like
It's just what? Okay, Siege. Compared to what I just said about Destiny, what have they brought?
so with Siege, what I would say is good about it is every time that they add content or like I don't know I don't play it, so I don't know if they add small changes like for weapons and stuff like that. But when they start like a whole new season, essentially, it's a lot of new content into the game. Like they add a whole new set of characters that's constantly going, like new stages, stuff like that. Destiny, obviously, Forsaken itself is a big expansion for Destiny, and they had a lot of changes into that expansion. But like that's Tom Clancy's had like a few expansions already. That's the first big expansion I would say for Destiny 2.
Warmind, Osiris, and Seasons. Overwatch hasn't had any expansions.
They haven't.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it has things of merit. That's I don't want. That's my personal.
I just don't feel like it hits the dot on
Okay.
on what it does to evolve the game. With Overwatch, it doesn't have an expansion, but like every time there's like a holiday, there's like an event going on with that holiday, which adds new content, like new costumes and stuff. And that's fairly often, I would say.
I feel like they do more than holidays too. They're like, hey, Olympics are here.
Exactly.
We're doing stuff.
That's why. So it's very often that it happens. And then obviously with Fortnite, like that's an insane.
Two things I think are missing from this list is Warcraft, World of Warcraft, because that's just like an MMO. It's different. And you're mentioning seasons. I'm thinking Diablo. Like that's on season like 15.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems to me like it should be on here too. Django, do you have any thoughts?
Fork, knife. The only reason why, because Epic Games is transparent. I follow them on Facebook. They let me know updates like crazy. And
they're pretty quick.
I don't know of any other game that we're gonna be doing this. Oh, there's downtime for this. Like on Facebook.
Do you know the new gimmick they have right now?
What?
No.
Mounted turrets.
What does that mean?
Wow.
The new update that they added mounted turrets, so you could like hop on a turret and just.
They're very transparent because they're like if they complain about something, they'll fix it like within a week. They'll be like, okay, we're gonna fix this, and that's what I like. They try to make, and they also try to like realize there's problems with like meta, so they'll change the meta and to the worst sometimes or to the best.
They did in the standard, you know how they have like different categorized games, like hey, you can only snipers in this one, you know, like it's 50 versus 50 in this one. In the main game, which is solos, duos, and squads, they added where you can deploy your parachute at any time.
Yep, I've seen
and
people play.
They did it just to test it out. And in this new update, they're like, reminder, it has been removed. Be careful. And so like, there's people are like, yeah, oh shit, like hit the ground and die, you know. But like they're changing even like they're thinking about these things. You can tell like they're testing it out. Like, can anyone cheat using this method? And they'll put it in there. And if like someone's like, okay, we've stopped it for a while now. I just think they're just.
I think in addition to what you guys have been saying, this goes also back to what you were mentioning earlier for multiplayer game. Is it just as much of a reason for the ongoing game? It says evolves the player experience. I could be playing on PC and then go over and continue my progression on Switch or on my phone.
Yeah.
I think that is evolving that player experience. And that, like, in addition to all of this stuff, like, even if it didn't have that, it would have won. But I think that, in addition to it, is just like, what? Like,
Definitely.
don't even compete. All right. Vargas, do you want to read the next one?
Esports player?
Yeah.
Woo. It's missing someone. Esports player judged to be the most outstanding performer
The
in
second one,
2018.
Hajime no Ippo.
We got Dominique Sonic Fox McLean, Hajime
No Ippo?
Tokido, Tanijuchi.
Gucci.
We got
Just
Gian,
say his game name.
Uzi. We got Simple, and we got J Jonak.
Jonak?
Or just Jonak.
I don't know. Yeah, Jonak.
I
I only know two of these guys.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I only know two
one.
of these.
Sonic Fox. I feel like he's the winner.
I like Tokido because he's the people's champ.
I
He's
like-
always like an underdog, and he's
He's
just like
very
the old man. Like, yes, go.
I like it how, like, you see him, he kind of looks like, all right. He's kind of got like a slyness to him. I don't know, Sonic Fox, just how multi-talented he is.
Sonic Fox will win, but I want Tokido.
Okay. Vargas, do you have any?
I have no clue, dude.
Okay, I thought you followed some of the Street Fighter or Dragon Ball.
I
or Injustice.
watch it.
Sonic Fox does Injustice too.
No. So I know who Sonic Fox is.
Oh, okay.
I watch it. Like I don't like. I might have watched these other guys. I just don't know who they like.
Some of the other ones are like from LOL.
I don't ever really stick with their names.
Okay.
The only reason I know Sonic Fox is because I know he wears a fox costume, and so his name matches what he does. Everything else is not.
I read something. Oh no.
No, I meant close to the
I
mic.
read something, but
I added a little something there. Esports event. We got E-League Major, Boston 2018, EVO 2018, League of Legends World Championship, Overwatch League Grand Finals, and the International. This is like the esports thing for me.
Yeah.
I only care or know what.
Okay, I would say I want EVO to win.
Yeah.
I really do think that League of Legends one's going to take it, though.
Probably.
Is that the one that had the K-pop thing, the hologram?
I don't know.
I heard something recently. There was a League of Legends tournament, and they did like a hologram K-pop that just like.
I don't know if it was in the World Championships, but if it's League of Legends, then definitely they take it. No.
I think Evo gets it more because I think what they offer that these others don't more is these others are focused on one game. Evo is a platform where all the fighting games available are presented.
It's a genre of games.
Yeah.
I
I think that's something cool.
I just think Leagues of Legends is really, really organized.
Yeah.
I don't think Evo there's been like
Evo has
mishaps.
had
yeah. You know, and then the other ones just aren't big enough there, so I don't think they would take it. Overwatch, I mean,
come on.
and I don't even know what the international.
That's
is
for
that?
Dota.
Oh, okay.
My brother watches that a lot.
Okay, the money's there for that one.
Yeah, it is. Jang, you know?
One's missing. Summer skirmish, fall skirmish, Fortnite.
Good point.
But I want Evo to win, but League is just too damn huge. Or Dota. Is there a Dota? I don't know if international. Oh shit!
That's what I was saying.
What's a bigger game, League or Dota?
I think League is a bigger game.
Okay,
to be
then
I
honest.
think League has a bigger player base, but Dota might have bigger like.
The reason
venues.
that the international has bigger money is because it's buy-in to play kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that
Ooh.
money gets piled up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go with League.
Okay. All right. Next one. Esports game. Game that delivers the best overall. Oh, I had all caps on. Esports experience to players. Tournaments, community support, content updates. This one's easy, in my opinion. Okay, so the nominees are CS:GO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch.
I feel like you say it's easy though. I think League of Legends gonna take it. I'm gonna check that
I
one.
thought you were about to bust my balls and be like, Destiny 2 should be on. You think League?
I think League, yeah.
I don't know. I think everything Jang was saying about community support, content updates, tournament, like that, all of Jang's points, I CC to this category.
which is Fortnite. Is
Yeah,
what
for
you're saying.
Fortnite, like what Jang you were saying about transparency, about
Although obviously it's in the esport limelight, I don't see it as like a legit esport. It's just like
Okay.
at that moment, like they have tournaments, they have different things.
yeah.
I just
It's not as structured, and there's not as much of as like we talked about in
I
past
wouldn't even say
episodes.
it's not structured. They
Well, like
they
what
did
we
a
were talking-
damn good job at fucking in
Packs.
yeah packs.
Well, what I meant by that was amateurs and in that aspect of like where do people stand
Exactly.
rankings.
Yeah.
I feel like these other ones have a much better structure in that sense. Fortnite is just more of like, hey, Lupo's in here with like a kid.
League of Legends has teams.
Yeah.
Like they even like you can do emblems in the game when you're playing. There is a moment where like it was so big. They're like, here are all the emblems for these teams. Support your team, and like you just there's some emblems.
The cool. Okay, now that you bring that up, I think it's this year. Overwatch is when they start doing like cities have their teams, and like they've been really pushing like LA Valiants. You know these like I don't think any other ones have like location based things, and that's a big step.
Yeah.
For esports, we talked about with the legitimizing esports. Check that episode out, guys. Little plug in for ourselves, but yeah, I think that that.
So I would say League of Legends gonna win it. I honestly would like to see Overwatch take it though.
I'm voting for Overwatch. I think Fortnite's gonna win.
Jeng, what did you vote?
I'm gonna go with League, not Fortnite, because it's not a good competitive game to watch. I mean, I know this is for players, but experience-wise, Fortnite's very not fun to watch competitively.
Okay.
I think League and Dragon Ball Z is missing.
That's a good.
Dragon Ball Z.
I
fights.
think that that was when I was looking at this originally putting this together. There was a severe lack of fighting games on this list.
That's true.
I'm like, man, messed up. All right,
Content creator.
content creator. You
This
want to read
one's
this one?
easy.
Yeah. We got Dr. Lupo. We got Myth, Ninja,
Who dat?
Pokimane,
Thick.
Willie Rex,
And
Who?
the
No, just
last
kidding.
bosses.
and the last boss.
And Devil May Poo.
And Devil May Poo. Those last two were added on last minute.
Guys, where do you stand?
I mean, it's easy, but I think Pokimane has a good chance.
I think Dr. Lupo has a good chance.
What?
I think Myth is a piece of
The
shit.
reason I think Dr. Lupo has made like an underdog's chance isn't so much that he's in the limelight. It's what he does behind. Like he does a lot of hosting, and he does like, hey, I'm gonna be one of the commentators for this event, or I'm gonna help facilitate it. I think there's some merit to that, but I think Ninja's gonna win.
Yeah.
I feel surprised that Myth is on here. I thought he's like died out.
I don't know. I don't know any of these other people.
I
thought
say
Pokimane does Pokemon stuff, and I was
Wow.
disappointed.
Pokey is in regards to sushi.
I found out later.
No, I don't have no clue.
Onigiri.
Ninja, I think will take it.
Easy.
I think this category needs an upset. I think Pokimane should take it.
Who else do you think is missing from this list?
Tim the Tap Man.
I would say
Yeah?
the thing is like because I'm gonna say a couple people that are associated with Ninja, and obviously we have Dr. Lupo on there. I think Tim the Tap Man, and then there's a guy.
The Toast guy should be here too, I think. He's
Ooh.
blown up.
What's his name? Shoot.
Soda Poppin'? No, just kidding.
No. It's,
Paul
it's
Didino.
someone that plays with Ninja all the time, and I forget his name. Courage. Courage.
Oh,
D, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I know who he
That's
is.
someone I think that he just recently surpassed. I think 1 million.
Tifu got robbed. This is the year of Tifu.
I think. I mean, you guys are talking about a lot of like streamers. I think there's some YouTube content creators that are neglected
The weekly DLC.
easily. Like that's
That's the thing is like I wouldn't agree with Ninja as being a content creator in the sense of YouTube.
no. I think it should be. It's both.
It should be
Yeah.
in the category.
I think,
I think
some there's like some YouTubers are as good as some.
Donkey?
Of these others. Donkey. I don't know. If, like, it's not. Maybe I could see him. I was gonna say the completionist.
Oh.
I think he does a lot of good stuff in the sense of like when he makes a video about a game, it's not only informative but it's entertaining. So like when he did the video on the Messenger, for example, he talked about talking to the publisher where they first started. He's like, I met them at PAX East. They were very early on in their game, and I've seen it develop over conventions and where it is now. I've played it, and then he talks about playing it and finishing it and all this stuff. I'm like, that's really cool. Like it's fun to watch and it's educational. I'm like, there's merit to that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can stop the. If there's a year for Ninja to get it, I think this is the year. This is like he came on the scene last year, like big, and this year has just been like him, like he's
Skyrocket.
peaked. Like it's just like when does it stop?
Is this a real category?
Yeah, it is.
VGAs?
Yeah.
That was a real one.
Okay.
VGA's 2017 moments. So they decided to
I
be
already
like,
know
what's
who's
their
taking
favorite?
The last one?
No. The third to last one.
So so these are moments from last year's Video
Yep.
Game Awards that are being like, which one do you think was the most memorable? So industry icon Carol Shaw gave her like speech of like working in Atari and working in those early days. The next one was just the various performances by the Game Awards Orchestra. Then it was Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro having their
Moment on stage.
moment on stage. Joseph Ferris, fuck the Oscars.
That's
Yes.
the fuck
His
the Oscar, yes.
infamous moment. Zelda winning Game of the Year, and
Which is a surprise apparently to everyone.
well, I mean, it was just like such a there was
Yeah,
music,
that's right,
there's
yeah.
all this stuff, and
And a very
could
unimpressed
forget?
fan for Nintendo.
Zero Cycle announcement.
And if you're watching YouTube, this on YouTube, you will more than likely have seen this unimpressed fan in the very beginning.
we should add it, to the beginning of this episode. Yeah, guys, where do you stand?
I think Joseph Ferris, like, it doesn't matter what else happened.
I want
the Oscars.
I want this award to go out after his game goes in that other category, game direction, and I want to be like, fuck the game direction,
So what I want
fuck Rockstar.
what I want to win is unimpressed fan, but the Oscars is gonna win.
We're making it, dude. He's got people talking to him. I'm
Did they
nominated.
really add 2017 moments?
Yeah. See, this is what I saw someone commenting. I think it should have been not VGA 2017 moments. I think it should have been moments in 2017.
Ooh.
It could have been like a variety of things.
Have
Like
they ever
Drake-
Sony leaving?
have
not
they ever
coming to-
had this?
No, this is the first time.
Sony not coming to E E3?
I think like moments like Ninja and Drake doing their thing. Other moments that could have been like, this is impactful to the gaming world of like.
Tokido coming back from.
Impact of the year. Let's add that as a category.
That should be next year. We'll talk to them when
Coming
they
back
talk to
from
us.
losers bracket.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was
actually.
two. That was not this. All right, this is it, guys. Game of the year.
The year.
Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. The nominees: Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
Is this real right now?
God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World,
Wow.
and Celeste.
My mind's blown. That's in 1, 2 categories. We got score and music. We've got independent game
Wait, no.
for Celeste.
Oh, Celeste.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, like, how many categories?
I thought you were talking about Monster Hunter World.
Oh, no. Celeste is in 2 categories. And
No.
yeah, it's best game of the year.
It got the music, independent.
That's it. That's all I see it in.
Yeah.
Holy
I'm surprised Monster Hunter World's on this list.
I'm not surprised.
There's fucking props to those motherfuckers. Make
I'ma-
that movie.
I'ma
Make
say
it
right
trilogy.
now, I want it to win.
Monster Hunter?
That's for sure. Again, this podcast wouldn't exist if it wasn't
Without
for Monster
Rathian, right, Jang? Dude, you should share your debut video of that. Oh, that's a Rathian. One of those infamous last bosses moments.
It's the two Titans. Again.
Okay, I want Monster Hunter World to win. Like, that would be like a really cool thing for obviously the franchise itself. I really do think God of War is going to take it.
Woo!
Bam!
Shots fired. Bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
Jang.
From a revolver.
The two Titans. Godzilla versus Rodan.
So Spider-Man and God of War.
Exactly. Damn, I want Celeste to win. I want an
That'd
indie
be
game.
fucking awesome.
It's not gonna happen. But
I wanted last year I think the Inside was in the game of the year. I really wanted them to win. They didn't win. No, it was 2 years ago.
It's too freaky.
That's fucking freaky.
it's gonna be Red Dead.
It's
Really?
gonna be, man.
I have more fun with Red Dead over God of War. So
I want you to finish. I'll say this: if I could pick whether you finish season 2 of Stranger Things or God of War, I would pick God of War.
Damn.
Because you've made some claims about where you think the story goes. I really want you to play.
Damn.
or what about Daredevil season 3?
I don't even.
Damn.
I'm gonna wait. I got time on that one.
It's
Alright.
gonna be, man.
So who do you want to win?
Celeste.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, this is tough. Monster Hunter. I think it's just cool it got nominated. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking badass.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like that's enough. So I'm gonna vote for God of War. And I think they like. I was worried about. I feel like. I'll say this. I don't know how much it would have factored in, but what if? Do you think it would have changed votes in any way, one way or the other, if Red Dead came out when God of War came out, and God of War came out when Red Dead came out?
Yes. I feel like the
No.
better chance, the one I would have chosen would have been Red Dead.
Yeah. I feel like that's one where I'm gonna be curious a year from now, seeing like if there's a trophy to like you finish the story, what that percentage is for Red Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like God of War had a lot of time for people to let play. It's stuck with people, and then they did all the new game plus and all that stuff. It's just been like, I don't know, it worked for them, I think. But it would have also been interesting to see how that would have played out. I'm going God of War. Good year for fucking games. This is crazy.
I know.
Dude, if an indie game ever wins Game of the Year, slap me 5 times.
Okay. What? You heard it here, folks. We're gonna get one of those little toy things, just like where it just like winds up and.
One just knocks me out.
Just out cold.
You're gonna wait until I wake up. All right, we got another one.
A challenge accepted. Call up Messenger. The guys from Messenger. You need to make part 2.
Drop it. All right, we haven't talked about some of the other things. What do you guys think is going to be revealed? Game.
Whew.
I think another Death Stranding. I think this is where they'll do the Death Stranding trailer, since it's not obviously going to be at some other spot.
So I think that is like changed my view. Like the fact that Sony today announced they're not going to be at E3 for 2019. That changes what I think is going to be announced. I think there's going to be more like final things like, hey, this is the last you might hear of some of these games for a year maybe or more. So I agree. I think Kojima likes working with Jeff Keighley.
So I know he's going to be there.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think it's going to be a new trailer that's going to come out that reveals a little bit more
Gameplay
for the game itself. Yeah,
they're gonna announce Final Fantasy. They're gonna show something in Final Fantasy 7.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Did you hear about
wrong
15?
time.
They had 4 or 3 DLCs planned. Their game lead left, and they've canceled 3 of the 4 DLCs.
Jeez.
It's like, fuck. That sucks. That sucks. I've said it on every time we talk about surprises. Borderlands 3.
Or Borderlands 2 for the Switch.
In that case, Half-Life
Damn it! That's
3.
God damn it! They're gonna pump fake me. I could see them doing Borderlands 2.
We
on the
need
Switch.
Half-Life 3 then.
I mean,
I just gotta say, for that game, it blows my mind that like, I feel like Half-Life is what made Steam. Like it's like a pillar.
it's one of the big ones. Yeah.
Exactly, it's like a pillar. If anything, it is the central pillar that has held everything up. Or not Half-Life 3 itself, Half-Life the game, like the whole franchise. And to like neglect anything in regards to Half-Life 3. Like he's made it to the point where he's like, it just ignores anything when it comes to Half-Life 3.
But like, think of what Steam has become now. I feel like that's become a pillar in just gaming.
No, right.
So
But
like,
I feel
it got him to that pillar, but now that they're like, we have Steam, maybe it's like we have to put more resources in maintaining and keeping this.
Winds of Winter is starting to be like Half-Life 3.
Like
Fuck you! Yeah, George R. R. Martin and Gabe Newell are just bitches.
I can't possibly think that he's given up or will never come out with Half-Life 3. I think it's still something they're working on. It just blows my mind that he's not willing to be like, yeah, it's there, like eventually. I just don't want to tell you when. Like that's all you got to say, something like that. Like
I don't know how easy that is.
Brushes.
Just have you, because they make their company, Valve's company policy of like work intro stuff. Like, hey, you're a new person at Valve. This is your intro packet. It's made public. Like you can see what it is, and I've read it just to see like what the companies are. Everyone's equal. Like there's no hierarchy. It's like, hey, everyone, let's work on this project. Hey, let's work on it. And I don't know how conducive that is to like reaching a end product of like. Maybe they're more thinking on the creative side than they are like, hey, we got deadlines.
I mean, I would assume like if you hear your fans, everyone would be like, you know what, let's work on Half-Life 3, and it'd be a thing. But I think it's a game that they're like, this has a secret lid on it, or like has a lid on it.
Or
and
what
you
if
can't
the
talk
guys
about it.
worked so hard on Half-Life 2? He's like, man, I don't want to see Half-Life ever again for like 10 years.
I don't feel like they would have worked that hard on it, but it just like that's something that like it's a game that helped him get where he's at, helped Steam get where it's at, and to just like abandon like that. I don't know.
It's abandoned.
That's the thing. I don't think they're abandoning it, but it's gonna be a crazy ass announcement where they're like, it's gonna show that Lambda sign. That's it. Like it's gonna show Lambda sign and a 3. And that's gonna be the fucking teaser. It's not even gonna. I'm not saying it's coming out in fucking
2050.
VGAs. It's not coming out in VGAs.
We're like,
But when they eventually announce this game, it's gonna be the fucking Lambda sign. Then all of a sudden a 3 is gonna come out, and that's it. And
But
it's
the
gonna-
Lambda
it's gonna
turns
cut to
into a
black.
llama, and it's like Fortnite.
I still hold by my theory. We're gonna get Half-Life 4, and it's gonna pretend like we've experienced 3. So people are gonna be like, "Wait, is this 3?"
And then it's a
We're
simulation.
gonna get
Because-
Team Fortress 3.
No, because it's gonna cause a divide in the fans. They're like, "No, this is the 3rd game, but it's the 4th installment." So it's like, what is it? And it's just like, I fucked you guys in the brain. I love that theory so much. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, back to the reveals.
They're gonna showcase Metroid Prime.
You think
4.
so? I think we'll see one of the 5 Smash characters.
Yeah.
revealed.
I don't think
agree.
Nintendo's gonna fucking announce shit in this thing.
I mean, after the unimpressed fan last year,
I know. It's just like it didn't walk. It didn't.
I think they'll give something. I don't know what. I think the closest thing they could give, because Smash Bros comes out like that weekend, I feel like it couldn't hurt them to showcase like, hey, let's show one of those 5 characters. It's not like something
Alright.
huge.
I'll
but
call
it's-
it then. They're gonna give a free copy of Smash Brothers to everyone.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
my god!
You get a copy.
I hope you're right.
get
I
a
hope
copy.
you're right.
You get a
Look under your
copy.
chairs. Those are switches.
Look at your chairs. Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
What else could it be? I think. Okay, I'm gonna write some of these down. Smash DLC.
I think Microsoft's
What
gonna
did
bring.
Borderlands
They're
3.
What
gonna
did they announce last year? Like, what did they reveal game-wise last year?
Zelda Zero Cycle.
Zelda DLC.
That's right.
Um,
Nintendo did fucking announce it.
yeah, they
last
did.
year.
Way Out was announced.
Yeah.
Um,
maybe.
I know the new trailer, like, but that's. I
so
feel like that's just
Shadows Die
obviously-
Twice was announced.
Okay, so you know how Kind of Fun is doing that showcase? I also think that like some of those games are going to double up and showcase there, but also have something to show at VGAs. I think the Messenger will have something.
Woo! It took them 3 years to make.
I don't think it'll be like a sequel. I think it'll
they
just
might
be like.
be working on it.
I can see them doing something like how Hollow Knight did, where it's an expansion. Here's more
play
content.
as Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
I feel like there isn't much for Death Stranding. I think they're gonna do a cool collaboration. They might do like a guy in a suit come out. I know for sure they'll show a new trailer. I just feel like they're gonna set the stage up for like it looking like part of the scene or something like that. I think they're gonna be something really cool like that.
I got another guess. I think Monster Hunter is going to show some off.
Oh,
I think we're going to see
Lunestra.
Zinogre or Rajang get added to World.
dang.
You know what would be so cool if they like do it as like a ransom. Like if we don't win Game of the Year, no DLC. And then
Well, they're
like
not gonna win,
And
though.
then they tease just like a Super Saiyan. Dang, which is Rajang.
Or, oh, wait, this could be cool. Wait, yeah, oh my god, okay.
OMG.
Okay, so Dream Goal, they add Zinogre
Oh
Rajang.
my days.
More realistic. What has Monster Hunter World been doing? They've been doing collaborative DLC stuff for events.
VGA.
Fuck the Oscars.
The
Armor.
weapon is the trophy.
We're gonna get a Kratos skin or whatever, like armor. Like they did Aloy, they did Ryu, they did Chun-Li. Kratos is gonna come into Monster. Fucking axe, just like boy. Oh my god! And your cat, your
Atreus.
feline's gonna be boy.
Atreus.
Atreus. Calling it. That one's happening. I'm calling it.
You're just
Oh,
crazy.
I'm going crazy with Monster Hunter. We're gonna get a teaser of the movie.
Oh my god. Just a slinger flies out.
I think they're gonna.
And it's gonna be like hashtag fuck Oscar.
I think they're gonna showcase that that Harry Potter game. Not Harry Potter, but
Niantic one?
the Stardew Valley. The guys from Stardew Valley are making a Wizarding World school game, so I think they're gonna showcase that.
And that got pushed back till 2019.
The Pokemon Go one, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe they'll showcase the Harry Potter open world. Will they? Is that scrapped or?
You know what? They're gonna do something
No,
with
so-
Ninja.
That could be cool. I could see that happening.
They're gonna do something with Ninja,
And then they start dun 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 dun.
and then Ninja comes out.
That'll be. I think the Harry Potter one would be cool because the movie would have just come out, the Fantastic Beasts, and then this open world. I like it.
You know what? Doctor Disrespect has come out.
Doctor Disrespect the game.
This guy
I want to see Doctor Disrespect give the award for content
for
creator.
Ninja.
Be like, here you go.
That would be a disrespect to himself, dude. He's talking so
Psych.
much mad shit.
He's-
Fuck you.
That'll be a moment. Like if they're setting up moments for next year, that could be a cool little interaction
exactly.
that they could set up. That'd be cool.
I think they're gonna have Joseph there again, and
Yeah,
they're gonna give him a bunch of drinks again.
I want to see him make it. Yeah, that'd be another moment right there. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It'll be exciting to see this live on the red carpet.
Microsoft's going to
VMAs.
announce something from one of their acquired studios, but
Obsidian.
Maybe. I think they're in big
You know what?
planning mode right now of due to the E3 stuff because they're like, what do we do? This is a big.
we're still going to lose.
I don't
Sony
know.
won't-
This is a big opportunity for them. I don't think Nintendo's going to change much. We can talk about it later.
I think Square Enix is gonna announce something.
Final Fantasy.
If it was anything,
Tactics.
I
Bring
think
tactics back.
Ooh.
I'm gonna Borderlands and Tactics. I'm gonna keep pushing those as reveals.
I'm trying to do double snaps.
Double snap it. Okay, guys, this has been awesome.
It has been not awesome. I agree.
It's been 2 hours. Where can people find you?
They can find me at the Fulio365 on Instagram, and then at the Fulio everywhere else.
At the Last Bosses Everywhere.
You can find me at Kujo Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. Thank you for joining us for episode 93. This is our Video Game Awards nominees 2018. After the awards happen, we'll probably talk about it a little bit, talk about winners, losers, cool moments. Until then, we shall, as always,
DLC.
You later.